Fights in Bakugan, they're very, very good. They're not on the level of something like, you know, Demon Slayer Season 2, most of Dragon Ball, the entirety of the Transformers series, the Michael Bay ones obviously, but they're still very, very good. So obviously, spoilers ahead, but these are some of my 5 favourite fights from the first 3 seasons of Bakugan, because the 4th season was pretty mid. Through the second arc of Season 2, a bunch of the Vexos began to betray the King, Zenoheld. Obviously starting with Spectra and Gus first, then eventually Volt and then Link, because the alternative plan is basically a huge fucking battleship that is basically capable of destroying the planet. Every Stellaris player's wet dream. And Link sees this and he thinks, oh no, Alice lives on the planet called Earth, which is the one we're gonna kill. I don't want that to happen. So he betrays the King by going into a science room and unconspicuously stealing a bunch of data onto a USB flash drive. Okay, not particularly a USB flash drive, but more like an SD card. He then takes it to Earth to try to give to Alice, but Hydron obviously knows about it and then comes to try and kill it. They end up fighting for a little while, but eventually Hydron wins, obviously. And then eventually he throws down a ball, and they're probably thinking, what is this ball? Well, it summons a black hole that goes straight to Serbia, and then he sends Link to Serbia. Wait. And while he's being sucked into the black hole, he throws his glove at Hydron. Hydron, being the egotistical, arrogant arsehole he is, thinks that, oh, it's just a glove, he's trying to threaten me, and walks away. But what actually is in the glove is the SD card. Later, when the fight is over, Alice comes out and finds the card and says, oh wow, a card. I should probably take this to my grandpa, who knows a little bit about science. Takes it, they find out the plan, they tell it to the Brawlers, and you know, the whole entire events of the rest of Arc 2 of New Destroyer happen. Also, Link's voice acting is amazing.
Not anymore, I'm not Hydron.
And also, he gives a Terminator reference when he's about to die. Quick story time. Back in Season 3 of Bakugan and Daily Invaders, our good friend Ren finally decides to betray that big dickhead, Herodias, otherwise known as Zemo Hitler. Once he betrayed him, he tries to scare him off by nearly nuking the entirety of Nithia in the process. But, you know, the Brawlers being, you know, the Bakugan Brawlers, they let Ren onto the team. However, one person doesn't like this, Princess Fabia, who does not trust him a single bit. So after some, like, plot happens and Ren running into the forest and Marucho chasing after him, Fabia catches up and challenges him to a fight. She says, if you win, I'll let you stay in the Nithia. If you don't, fuck off. Eventually this whole fight happens, but however, Lionhold, the Bakugan, is still a bit weak from nearly accidentally nuking the entirety of Nithia. So, he does lose eventually, but Fabia feels like, yeah, you know what, that was pretty good, you can join the team. Hydron is an arrogant twat with daddy issues, as we all know, and all he wants to do is to suck up to his dad in a way to get attention, but to be honest, he never gets the attention anyway. In his room, after being beaten by the beating machine, he gets what seems to be either ghosts or hallucinations of Link and Volt, the 2 people he killed earlier, telling him to betray the King. After a little while, he eventually does and then fights the King because, you know, he feels like he's been treated wrong his entire life, which, if it took you 14 years to figure that out, you're stupid. Halfway through the fight, he's winning, but then eventually the King's like, no, I ain't losing to this arrogant 14-year-old twat I raised. So he then decides to grab an actual Bakugan-like mecha attachment thingy-majig to make him blow up Hydron on the spot, which, to be honest, it works and nearly kills Hydron in the process, but instead he puts him in jail, which, to be honest, I don't know why he didn't bother to kill Hydron, but, you know, plot, I guess. Going back to Season 1 of Bakugan with the whole arc of them, you know, getting character development through the 6 ancient warriors of New Destroyer, Marucho has to face his old self, which is basically a people-pleasing kid with no personality. He hated himself because he was a people-pleaser. Afterwards, he learns to accept the fact, you know, that he was a people-pleaser and now he's moved on. But now, it's Bakugan. Preyas literally shits out another Bakugan, because apparently that's how Preyas, the species, evolved. And he shits out an angel and a devil Bakugan in one called Angelo and Diablo, which is pretty cool, but like the actual Bakugan themselves, they literally came as like 2 separate units, which was pretty shit, not gonna lie. On to the final fight, which I definitely think is one of the best ones out of Season 1 and pretty much most of Bakugan anyway. It is Dan and Drago versus Masquerade, the final battle, in the one in the baseball stadium that turns into a Roman Colosseum when they go into the Bakugan dimension to fight each other. Originally, actually, Joe was meant to fight Masquerade, but Dan took his place because, you know, plot. What I want to know is how were they all able to get into the baseball thing without security or someone noticing? Why there's like 10, 11, 12-year-olds trying to get into a bloody baseball field? Also, like in the final part of the battle, Dan literally blows up the entire building in the arena and then also nearly destroys the actual baseball place around them in the process. Okay, so the best part of this battle doesn't actually have to do anything with the battle. It's actually what happens after the battle. battle though. It's because it reveals a massive plot twist. It's Alice. Masquerade was Alice the entire time, which when I was 7 or like 6 when I found this out, my mind literally exploded, along with many other 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds who were also watching this back in like 2008. Our minds were literally blown. But anyways guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.